It's a very child-friendly show now. Very child-friendly.
Very.
Very. We better explain to the handful of loyal listeners that just tuned in. So you tuned me on to Better Bachelor, right?
Yes.
So do you know how quickly he got his listening audience? He already has like 60-odd thousand. You know how long he's been doing his channel?
He's been doing it for under a year, I believe.
4 months.
Oh my.
And and it is so antithetical to me because you know how he does it?
By not swearing.
By not swearing and not even using words like he'll say copulation or I don't know. I mean, you're really going to test your English on this with
fornication.
Yeah, that might even be like you cannot say gifts one gives to one another, sometimes curable with antibiotics or not, through copulation. I mean, he is really clean. And as much as it pains me, I am at my heart a man of the evening, a paramour for financial gain. And you see how hard this is? I mean, yeah, I can't say it.
I was thinking you were going the altruistic route on that one, but no, I was proven wrong.
No. Well, I used to do a curse-free podcast because there was a family out in Colorado. Well, they're still there. That wanted me to do a curse because they were Christian. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll do a curse-free podcast. And I'm wondering, maybe we ought to bring that back. Because if what Better Bachelor has said, God, I'm watching every word I say. This is so like being in church.
But you and I are very frustrated people, and using a word of curse relieves us from that pain.
I know. And I think this is a new challenge, maybe, for the likes of you and me. And Chad's going to get in here later, and he's in a very foul mood, very angry, very not happy. And I wasn't worried. I was really kind of worried about me until I texted him. He's on the L, which is their subway. And filth, Effenheimer. And I'm like, ooh. So we'll see. But it dawned on me that we all have to be men who work for money. Let's put it that way. People who work for money.
Mm-hmm.
And if I just play it right or unlock a couple algorithms and get a good portfolio of videos up there, I might be able to replicate the following and growth. And therefore, I can expose, not myself, I can expose the products I sell and make the bleepity bleep 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 bleepity bleep bleep money and never. And then we could go back to filth and foul Cappy, the angry, curse-laden Cappy we've all grown to know. Yeah, the genuine. But now I'm going to be Wisconsin Synod Lutheran Cappy, and I just what and I used to work for a living. I used to be able to walk into places without cursing.
It's funny that you mentioned that because I've got religious friends as well. And when I'm with them, I'm very mindful of my language.
Yeah.
And they even told me, like, yeah, Jack, it's who you are. We don't mind. But I'm like, nah, it's a sign of respect for you guys.
Yes.
Like, I know I am a degenerate, sailor-mouthed.
It's hard, see?
it's like, how do I translate this one?
You're potty mouth. You have a potty mouth.
Yes. I think it's better to describe them because you don't need to use foul language, but they're so kind and caring and well-being. It makes you not want to use foul language in front of them. You're like, ooh.
Yeah. There's a couple people like I got some friends, namely one person in particular, her parents Like, oh, you don't curse in front of Mr. and Mrs. Johnson. Chad's parents are like that. Mr. and Mrs. Elkins are also, oh God, no. You would never curse in front of Mr. and Mrs. Elkins. They're just too nice of people. So I think when they,
TJ looks like he wouldn't curse.
TJ's squeaky clean, but he curses, but it's like the second grader on the playground who doesn't have it quite down right. He's like the adjectives is before the verb is before the noun.
Really is like Captain America.
He is. He's the squeaky clean guy. He's the most honorable and noble out of all of us. There's no doubt about that. But yeah, that's the one. Like, I bet you I could take TJ. You say, here's the keys to my car, go into Wisconsin and visit my mom. And in about 5 minutes, I'll have mom sold that she wants you as a child instead. And then I never have to visit my folks again.
If only.
Anyway, so Chad's on his way. We already have the super chat.
Oh, wow.
From Ice Snows. And I think this is the guy. I'm not sure. I could be wrong, but I think he's over in Fort Collins, Colorado. But I'm not sure. For $7.62, which is a caliber for a device, because we can't say the 3-letter word. It is a caliber for a device that propels lead at a very fast speed.
We can't even say that.
No, see, well, you're the one that listens to Better Bachelor. I was like, wow, he is really cleaning it up. You can't imagine we're in a public school and Miss Liberal leftist, where you're chewing a Pop-Tart into the form of one of these metal propelling devices.
Funny thing, by the way, you sent me that article and I narrated it. I don't know if you've already listened to it, but there was a part in it where you said teachers, and I actually narrated it like that, and I had to edit it. I'm like, no, this is not a live one. We have to. I gotta say the word.
Okay, now Chad's gonna come on. Oh well, let me get Chad on, but I'll give him. Then we'll get to the thing here. Hey, Chad. Now listen, Chad. Before you say anything, I don't care how angry you are. We're testing something here. Okay.
Okay.
We're not cursing at all. Rated G language. And the reason why is because I want to get at least some of my videos up on the, what is it? The sharing page, whatever, Google's high rank page.
Algorithm.
The algorithm, yeah. So that's why this is the Polite Podcast.
Well, listen, man, I'm a lot more worried about you than you should be worried about me when it comes to like not cursing.
Well, I don't know. You seem very upset on the L.
Dude, I got ice cream now.
Oh, are you happy now?
Now that I have ice cream.
Okay. Is that a full pint?
Dude, it's like
half a gallon.
It's like half a gallon. I'm only gonna eat a little bit of it. I got it on the way back from the train station.
God, what is it with people and ice cream this week? Seriously, I've had 2 pints this week. No, I'm lying. Sorry. 1 pint of ice cream this week and a whole bunch of other sweet stuff I should not have been eating there. I wanted to say something else. Very bad word.
So basically, we're trying to, because I have all these books, and if I'm just a good little boy for like a month or 2, and I can expand my listenership exponentially, some tweaks and tips and moves, which I have time for now because we're not doing my consulting thing for the next month.
We did it today.
I know we did today, but those were old requests that came in. And so any new requests are at triple the price because they need a sabbatical, which has been wonderful, by the way. It's been very relaxing and calming not having this scratching at the back of my head. But then once we have all the stuff and we have triple the amount of followers, then I can go back to being my angry, warm, lovable, bleepity bleep self.
I already missed that, but I mean, we'll do the best we can.
It's hurting me too, Chad, but this is how we have to, like, hi guy. You can be a Christian and actually listen to this.
Doesn't jive.
No, it doesn't. No, it really
Chad,
doesn't.
you remember that Simpsons episode where they tried to gentlemanize Willie, the groundskeeper?
I do.
Yeah, this is it.
No.
This is like that.
That's a tall task. I don't know, Clary, if you're up to this.
I even invited Atha, but he must be asleep. He's not.
He doesn't sleep. Are you in? He's
Well, he's not near his computer or something, because normally he's all over. Like Juan, here we have our second substitute Latino, honorary Latino. Juan, when Atham, we have our substitute.
Oh, can we even say that? Shouldn't we
yes,
say
I think
South American?
No, because Juan, I think, was born in the U.S. or maybe it was Mexico.
He lives in San Fran, right?
Yeah, he lives in San Fran now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. He's our substitute Hatham now. Juan, look something.
I don't know how I mean, it's the algorithm, right? It doesn't really.
There are things like you cannot, like, if all of us were to stand on a line at a track and field meet and run really fast, we would be having something that we can't say. That's how I know. Uh-huh.
God, it's like opposite day, you not being able to curse.
What I'm going to be real curious, like in not even 10 years, just 5 years, like what is going to be monetizable? You thought Disney, at least you could have rated R movies. At least you have that. But what is going to be on Google that's monetizable or even allowable now? Just the most bland stuff.
So, Jack, you brought up The Simpsons, right?
Yes.
You remember that one? I think it was one of the earlier episodes where Marge was so offended by the violence and Itchy and Scratchy that like she lobbied to get it so they're the most boring characters ever, and people stopped watching them.
And the whole town did not like her that much.
Right. So that's my prediction for what you just said, Clary.
Could you imagine going on a date with one of these Google censors? Hi, you have a dress on. It is blue. I have no opinion of the color blue.
I tried that. Oh my God.
What? Not having an opinion on a date?
No, we were texting and I sent her a meme, a funny picture, which I found hilarious, and I will send it to you in a bit in the DMs.
Okay. All right.
And it was a insinuation of certain behavior towards a certain plumbing. But the representation was a duck in the bathroom, which was lying on the floor, and the water from the duck was spilling from the duck. And the meme said, when he lets you lie there like the worker of a certain hour of the day with no light. And I sent her that, like, oh, this is pretty funny. And like the humor died. Like, I don't like guys who don't respect me. And I'm like, it's a meme. It's a meme. And immediately I blocked her and I turned away and I put on my video game.
And now we all sound like a very British BBC show because we're all playing. And then there's Chad. People have to see this if you've tuned in on MP3, which I'll be converting to. We could have like the cursing outtakes. Maybe that's what I got to do is I'll record this video, and if there's any cursing, I will download it, edit it out, and then put it up so all this work doesn't go to waste.
He's excusing himself already.
Exactly.
I'm not excusing myself. Listen,
dude, what motivated you for this again? Was it just monetization?
Money. No, okay. It's not even. Yes, monetization, but it's not even monetization. What I want to be independently wealthy. That's what they originally called it before. John Goodman in the movie The Gambler called it something else. Kind of bleep you money.
F-you money.
No, can't even say that.
You can't even do initials?
No. We've got to be so clean. Imagine Google. Imagine you're on a date with the HR, CSR, and censor head, which I think is all the same woman at Google. You're on a date with her.
Karen.
Then I have to change my dude. You see what my name is on this right now? I better change that.
You better change that. Yes, you better change that. I think graphics all right, but change that. Go in, get out, and then.
Okay, if you insist, I do.
I'll
be back in a second.
This is work. Thank you, Chad. Let me ask you this, Jack. Isn't it a royal pain in a part of the body to have to do this?
Yes.
Just to dance around these eggshells to make some people happy that, oh, yes, this is nice for our advertisers. And
This is why super chats work. And I don't know if you do this on purpose, but I did it our last podcast where I just didn't mind the chat.
Mhm.
Where I was like, okay, guys, the reason why I'm having this podcast is to have a conversation with the person on the other line, not pay attention to the chat. And I hear you always calling out the super chats, but did you do that on purpose? Where it's like,
well, I usually do them when I'm with you.
yeah.
Right?
Well, I mean, I'll like when I do my consulting of a particular body part in the daytime. I'll do the video first and get it done, and then I'll go to the super chats. And I will, especially on my road trip podcast, which is behind the paywall on my Patreon, patreon.com/AaronCleary. I will do these rambling podcasts like I used to before, and I will probably start doing that again now that things have calmed down. So I'll do, so Chad's not always there, or DT's not always there. But when someone pays you money, I'm like, I kind of am obliged.
No, I mean that, but
answer, though.
Do you, on purpose, purposefully ignore the rest of the chat?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Okay, because it's distracting. Yeah. It really
very
is distracting.
Yes, very distracting. No, you don't have time for it. Every once in a while, like if I know a regular like Juan is in there, even though he's only our second best anthem. He's no anthem. He's a distant second best anthem. But if there's a regular or Ray John or somebody's in there, I'll kind of click. But
Ray John,
yeah, he's kind of like our lesser developed mentally brother that we adore and cherish as one of our own.
Wow.
He of the $2 Canadian super chat.
Yeah. I still wonder though, like, what's the dating life of a Google censor?
No. You're already thinking way ahead of yourself. You're thinking they can manage a date. I mean,
it's triggering.
Come on. Yes.
Oh, was that a bad word?
No. Maybe. Any political words, it's gonna blow popsicles, guys. It's gonna suck popsicles, because I have no. And where do you go to get intellectual stimulation? You don't even have to go to the fringes, but if you got people watching their words and watching their language, I mean, forget the color that foul language brings to it, which I appreciate, but usually those are the cool intellectual guys who are thinking differently, who at least break the rules of not cursing in society. And it is just going to be Dullsville. It's just going to be robots. Hey guys, so today I knitted a sweater. It's pink and it's got a poodle on it. Oh my goodness.
Careful, man. That's offensive to some people.
Well, soon we should do a spoof video, like Google, like accepted Google video 2027. And it'll just be us. Hello, Chad. Huh?
Can't you make a Google acceptance consulting?
Google
where you pet their fifis? Where you're like, oh, I know you majored in something not worth your time, but it's okay. You're still special.
Yeah. Stuart Smalley. I'm good enough. I'm kind enough. And gosh darn it, people like me.
Yeah.
And we could, yeah.
A Google consent consulting. Just do that.
A Google nice people, wonderful rose and flowers and puppies. .org. But
here he's slipping.
I'm such a well, it's just the principle. It's fine. Just you could even let me ask, what costs more, do you think? Hiring a third of your employees to be censors and go over every bit of material that is generated every day, or have ratings and saying, hey, this is a rated R channel. If you are an advertiser, you are and it's political. Do you still want to advertise? Yes or no? Wow, it'd be so much sense. It'd be a checklist, but no, they got to have that power and control.
Yeah, it would have been easier, but there still isn't a new proper video platform, is there? Yeah, BitChute, I believe, is something, but
BitChute has hope. I think BitChute, DLive, but I think they kicked off Turd Flinging Monkey.
Already.
Oh, that's right.
So. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
yep. And I
said,
kind of,
you said the T word.
I think that's all right. I kind of look at him as a canary in the coal mine. Like, okay, if they're going to ban him, and if they're going to ban somebody else, now, admittedly, he's more extreme than we are in most, but it's kind of like, it's just a test of free speech. Are you going to allow someone to say something like that? No. Okay. Well, because it's Overton's window, you're going to slowly say, well, okay, we're going to ban that speech. But then in 5 or 6 years, all of a sudden, speech within a 5-kilometer radius of that speech will also be banned. And then it'll be a 10-kilometer radius. And then it's like, oh, well, then we're back to Puppies and Unicorns channel.
Yeah, but that's even happening in the real world with some people. I've got a feeling I can't even mention the moment when you have a friendly match with somebody to test your skills against one another.
Right.
Yeah, it's like when you bring that up, it's already, I'm getting a vibe of distrust and agitation from them. Like, ooh, you dare to bring that up? Like, you man who does work out and eats healthy? Like,
What?
This.
We'll get to a topic of conversation towards the end that I did want to talk to, assuming you guys aren't, but you got to take off here.
Yeah,
pretty soon,
I have to
Jack.
go in about 5 minutes. Start
Okay.
my own social. If you want to curse, it's still allowed there because I gave up.
Can we join the adults, Jack? Are you gonna have the Curse Full show?
Oh yeah, man.
Jack, where are you located? Like West Coast or
Netherlands?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is it
It's
like
the
5
country
a.m.?
where Germany always breaks through to
Yeah,
go
my
invade
backyard
France.
is through Germany.
What time is it there?
It's 5:51 a.m.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
on a Saturday.
Let's
But it's
go ahead.
okay. I always sleep early. Yeah.
What's the topic of today's podcast there, Jack?
Well, we're finally gonna have John on, and we're going to address his
Modern Life Dating, John?
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
And we're gonna address his state of physique because he's been trying to work out, and well, it's way more fun to just say
Pick on him.
Yeah, it's just way
Yeah.
more fun. And
What,
he's been
did
wanting
he-
to get on the channel for months now. So
Did he take down that video where he went after that lawyer girl you and
No.
Rob were talking about?
I don't.
Well, I
think
tried to find it. Where is it? Have him
Um,
contact me and send it to me, okay? Because I really did want to look. You and Rob were talking that up on your last episode.
Yeah, hold on.
I need to talk to him for something tax related that he needs help with.
Boy, you are the man who services anyone of the accounting world. Yes, for money.
24. Oh,
Including-
got it.
Rhymes with 4. Yeah, put that in the chat room.
Yeah, okay. Here, I'll DM it to you first because I had Twitter up. And here, let's see, private chat. There it is.
Thank you. Okay. Let's get to Ice Nose real quick, and then I want to catch up with Chad and see what he says. Good evening, guys. I'll have to watch your podcast tomorrow. I'm turning in early tonight as I plan on hiking tomorrow. I want to wake early. So he's Mr. Goody Two Shoes and healthy.
So I'm going to start up my show. Cappy, have a listen to what I recorded for you and let me know if you like it.
Yeah, we'll get to holy mercy.
Good save.
Lots of stuff. So, all right. Well, we'll see you later there, Jack.
Yeah.
You have a good one. All right, take care.
Later, man.
So let's get through these super chats, then we'll get to your. I'm kind of curious how you're even more angry than you were before.
I know we can't curse on this. I realize it.
Well, this will be an exercise in self-control and discipline.
It'll be fine. I don't curse that much.
Well, I bet you're going to go through that pint of ice cream before we're done. Cynic
really
in
only-
chief.
What did Cynic say?
No, it's just he's our buddy who lives in a van. He's really cool. Finally catching Cappy live. Haven't been able to since the.
You can't say that.
The thing
Yeah.
the person of.
See you next.
Nah, not even that. Not even
Okay.
that.
I didn't say it.
It's an Indian princess name. I work for a band listening to podcasts at work. getting a new job this month. If people born in the 40s and 50s and 60s, which we can't say because there's a group of people, are going to renege.
We can't even say that.
I'm not even, dude. I just want to play it really cool, man. I just want to. We just do it right this one time. We'll have one data point to see whether or not this gets past the holy and sacred censors. And he's in a high level. He's highly skilled. He's in an industry where it's negative unemployment. Like you got to pay more and more and more. Mm-hmm. Just not enough people to go around. Yeah, get a new job. Josh Landrum, he's back. PG-13, not G. We're PG. We're not PG-13. We're G right now so far, right?
I mean, I don't think anyone said anything we're not supposed to say. Yeah,
PG-13 you can curse. Juan for $1.99. Someone just
he's in
passed
Oakland,
away.
Right?
I don't think is he in Oakland?
The Bay Area for sure.
Yeah, he's in the Bay Area. Someone expired outside of my house in the place where poor people normally live. That's so clean. Miguel. Miguel is our third. He's our third string backup Atham. So Atham and now we got Miguel. Miguel's our third string.
Okay.
$2. Friday night and a pint of ice cream. Who hurt you, Chad?
Oh, who hurt you?
Yeah, what you might as well tell us now because we caught up with all the.
No, I promise I won't curse or.
No, I'm kind of. Go ahead. I'm just gonna park this here.
It was a buddy's going away party, so that's why I was out earlier tonight, kind of near the south side. But we talked yesterday, and even for a little bit today. Like what I'm about to tell you is going to sound a little bit redundant, but man, I'm just at wit's end. I don't know what to do about this.
Hey, is there any chance you can just kick them out and say, I'm not doing your taxes this year? Go find someone else. Can you do that?
There's just so many of them. And dude, for the last several years, I've been basically holding their hand and saying, this is how we do this. And they just can't get it right. Like, it's like, I'm just amazed at the either apathy or the stupidity or indifference. It's just really gotten to me.
Can you get rid of them? Yes or no?
Yes.
Then do it. Don't worry about your Yelp reviews. We'll take care of that. We'll have a big old Yelp fest. We can't all do it at one shot. You have to spread it out over a course of time.
What if they're my highest pay or among my highest paying clients?
Is that worth it? Is it worth it?
I don't know.
We didn't do that reverse engineering your budget to see if you need these people.
For me, it's more like it's a lack of understanding. Like, why do you keep making the same mistakes over and over and over and over again? Like, I don't know how to get through to you for years.
Well, then get rid of them.
It's a lot of them. It's just there's been an increase in this, and it's like I don't know if I'm being an enabler or.
Can you go without them?
Yes.
Okay. You're trying to figure out how to fix the car. I'm like, get rid of the car. That's what I would be doing. And you could do it. You could do it this season. Say, I'm sorry, I'm not doing your taxes this year.
Yeah, it's going to come to that because
grab your 10 worst. Say, I can't do your taxes this year. I'm not doing your taxes this year. I'm not doing your taxes this year. Kick them down to the other CPA guy, and just say you don't have time or whatever. And that's it. There you go. You're done.
I've already done that a few times, and
you need to do it more. You need to do. You know why? Because we need you happy for the polite podcast or a polite podcast. We can't have angry Chad. We have to have super happy duper super looper duper Google censor approved Chad.
But is that Chad really that entertaining?
No, nobody happy is that entertaining. No,
exactly.
We're just well. What I like about Better Bachelor is how relaxed he is. Where I think he's been through a lot more HE double hockey sticks than we have.
I have to say, I was a little shocked at what his rate is. He's really good, but wow.
Well, maybe I'm the first person to inquire. He hasn't had advertisers on his show before.
That's true, yeah.
So, maybe, and aim high the first time. I told him, that's way out of my pricing. And I've never heard back from him, so it's too bad. But still, the guy does good work. But I think a certain personality goes with it. And I think he's been raked over the coals so much, and he's been married before, and he's dated, where he's just like, he doesn't even have to do a certain type of weed to, hey, man, all right, now check it out. Just relax and take it easy. Like, he's almost got some genetic code of Atham in him.
The way
he's very relaxed.
Well, the way he cranks out so much content is amazing. Like, you've subscribed and you see how much he's putting out per day. It's like, wow.
Well, he's only working on his buzz. He doesn't have a job. He doesn't have a wife. Really, just taking out my consulting practice, I've had a ton of time. I was able to see the nieces. Me and my buddy went and we got dinner, and he had an interesting story. I had an epiphany I want to talk about towards the end of this. And then I got back. I'm like, I have nothing. I mean, I have other stuff I can do, like start setting up irrevocable trust, but those are larger things I'm going to save till later. But like in terms of the here and now, it's like, no, so if you had, I mean, he's retired. So
he's 45, I think.
He's my age and he's 45. And the only reason I say he sounds very relaxed and more mature is he's probably gone through even more than I have, because he's gotten to that Zen total. He has the calm and serenity of like a chill 60-year-old man. He's like Rollo almost in that regard. I think Rollo's in his 50s or something like that.
Definitely very calming. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's something. Gosh, he could do a video if he's listening, or somebody go send this to him. He should do a video on how to be calm.
He really should.
Yeah.
Like, everything he does is related to like dating and relationships and women.
And they're horrible. Not horrible, but the facts that he's saying are horrible. They're horrific. The ramifications are devastating for society. And he's like, so, and just, keep on going on. And it is what it is. And I'm going to go to my bus. And so there's something there. I'd be real curious to see what happened in his past.
Hang tight for 30 seconds. I'll put this in the freezer, get something to drink, and then I'll be fully here. Okay.
All right. I'm going to grab water too.
All right.
We'll get through some of these super chats here real quick. Adriano Ramos for $2 Australian. Hi from Perth, Australia. No toilet paper here. What time is it in Perth? It's got to be, because you guys are opposite. Yeah, it's noon. About noon for you guys. Nonstop Dre, Cappy and Polito go together. Why you? Dre. I'm not.
Oh, hey,
Actually,
Dre.
Dre's here. Dre's trying to get us in trouble.
You're not going to bait us into saying something we can't say.
Yeah, watch the very last minute we say something. It's all ruined.
It comes down to the last minute and we fumble.
Yeah. Miguel Casillas for $2. Friday night and half a pint of ice. Oh, he already said that one. We already got
we read that one.
Yeah, we already. We're scrolling. Dre again. Hey, Dre, what? Isn't it kind of midnight? Isn't it kind of go to bedtime? This stream needs.
Student, is he?
Yeah. But I don't know. It's midnight. He's in New York, I think. I don't know. When I was young, I'd stay up late.
Dude, you've never done this before. Where's the GF? I mean, what's going on?
GF is visiting her wonderful and blessed mother.
Oh, that explains many things.
Of which I love and cherish. And this is a polite podcast. And I have no ill statements of this wonderful woman.
I mean, what's funny is that I wish I could ask you more, but we can't because it's a polite podcast.
No, there's nothing wrong with the woman. It's your standard funny, haha, I guess mother-in-law. But I was talking to someone else. I don't know if it was a consulting gig I was doing, but I've never had trouble with the parents of the girls I dated. And you know why?
I mean, you probably were pretty charming and kept it light.
Well, if I ever ran into them, if they ever tried any baloney with me, I would put an end to it because I did not have the time, did not have the money, didn't need their money, and was not going to take it from people who are likely inferior to me and just older. And so a lot of moms kind of would tie it on and be like, you see, Miss So-and-so, I'll get back here when I feel like it. Okay. I don't have a curfew. And no, I pay for everything myself, and I'll be doing what I want to do with your daughter. Thank you very much. And that kind of didn't ingratiate me, but no, my parents never, once I was 18, my parents had no say over me. Like bleep, somebody else's parents is going to tell me what to do. So that's, we got that there. Max WS, you want to read these?
Yeah. Okay.
Catch up.
Max WS, $5 Canadian. YouTube did this to steal all the ad revenue from the creators, and it worked like a charm. No one boycotts YouTube. I mean, that's probably because there's no legitimate substitute at this point.
See, yeah, I have several videos out there that are all cursing, and it can't monetize, and then I'll play them back for editing or watching them, and all of a sudden there's an ad. I'm like, I thought this wasn't monetizable.
Is it? If something loses monetization, does that mean a human being has seen it, or is it like a automatic thing?
It's an automatic, because if you watch Better Bachelor, he will eviscerate and destroy a particular ism of the female persuasion, the religion of the female persuasion. I mean, but in a very clinical and polite and no curse way. And there'll be ads for that political religion of women.
Meaning it's monetized, right?
It's monetized, and it's for the exact opposite. Like when I slam on schools and colleges, or the Carlson School of Management, there will be ads for business schools on my videos, even though I rip them apart. So the day is coming that YouTube is just going to be like, well, if you want to use it, you're going to provide us free content. And then I'm hoping there's a platform like BitChute or something else out there. It's like, hey, not only free speech, but here's some money, and we're going to and we don't have to cover our censor overhead labor costs on top of it.
You remember Gab AI? I don't know if that's still around.
It's still around. I'm sure it is. Yeah.
I just remember there was all this hope that would replace Twitter, and I guess it just kind of stalled. Like, I haven't heard a lot about it.
What if Republicans really cared that much? What they would do is they would find some investors. They would get like multiple billions of dollars and launch just one social media company to dethrone one of those other ones, like Reddit or something. So there's none of this like, oh, well, we don't have the money. It's like, no, you need a fully functional service with storage capacity, bandwidth capacity, redundancy, reliability, but good luck getting old Republicans to part with their money and invest in something. Oh, I gave it to the 700 Club. If we bring back the Bible, that will make the federal deficit go away. So
it's depressing.
It is what it is. Josh is back $2, so no stereotype joke. Those are the best. I know, Josh. I know.
I mean, this is really hard, dude, because the stuff that's so fun about when we talk is,
Here's it happened today. You saw that comic book. It's like Stone Toss or something like that.
Oh, the one you sent?
Right. And so in the comic strip, there is a lady of a particular, this type of skin. And
you're not going to be able to explain.
Watch me. I'll get around it. And she is in a place in the bedroom with somebody of Josh's type of skin, and they have a child with them of a mocha flavor. See,
I think that's crossing the line.
And he says, laugh out loud. Well, no, I'm the thug you chose. And a couple gentlemen of Josh's persuasion.
Yeah,
See, look at that. Yeah.
oh man.
We're saying like, oh, dude, why does he have to be the thug? But I think they kind of still appreciated the joke. It's like, yeah, but okay, people of not your persuasion would, like, for example, when they dance. Have you ever seen the memes about our people's persuasion dancing? Have you seen it? It says blank people, and it's our persuasion people going.
There's even songs that have been written and performed about that.
Is that funny?
I think it's funny.
It's hilarious. And what I like about our little world here in this little sphere, not just Mike, but other, people of Josh's persuasion who tune in and are plugged from the system, we can laugh at jokes that are at quote unquote at the expense of each other's persuasion. But it's funny. It's just funny. And that's what it's like. Look at like Vince, our buddy Vince, who is also of Josh's persuasion. Dude, the jokes he comes up there's no, and everybody loves them. They're great.
You see his memes, right?
Yeah, his memes are like, he'll go after anyone. And they're great. They're great.
So great. Yeah.
And everybody of every persuasion laughs. But we can't put it on YouTube because a censor might get sand in a location. And it'd be very annoying. So yes, Josh, unfortunately we can't do stereotype jokes on a polite podcast.
You're really walking the line on that one.
We're gonna well, keep in mind it's a computer listening to this. It's not a human. It's only looking for specific words or phrases of words.
So even spelling it out, they'll catch that? Not that we're gonna try.
No, but like let's say I say color. And then we talk about how cynic and cheap, and I say people of. The computer didn't, because it didn't come first or second, but if I did that would pick up, it would flag it. They're that finicky.
So even if I said, see you proximal certain day of the week, they would still pick
Yes,
that
because
up.
that is a phrase that is look, they can program not only words, but certain phrases to pick up on. And so if we mention too many isms, there's nothing wrong with talking about various political isms. But if we say certain isms too many times, left or right, all of a sudden now it's not advertiser friendly. Watch.
So if I say, hey, I'm really watching my budget, I'm practicing minimalism.
That's fine. Minimalism isn't controversial. No, I'm talking the female religion.
I know which ones you're talking about.
I'm talking about the we won't eat meat religion and other types of religions that are there. So yeah, Josh, don't worry. We'll tune into the regular Clary podcast and the Older Brother podcast, and we'll go back to being ourselves. Like I said, this is only a trial, and view it as watching Aaron and Chad pain themselves and torture themselves. And then Cappy's inner long nose, blue stars. What?
I know what he means, but we can't say what he means.
Do I have nose hair coming out?
No, think of
the blue star.
We can't say that, can we?
I don't mind being of the frugal people. I'm perfectly fine being of the frugal. I could say I am a proud tribe member of the frugal people.
Okay.
And the high IQ people, even though I'm only a quarter.
Economic Invincibility calls them the Care Bears.
The Care Bears?
Care Bears. That's his code name for it.
Gal, it's anyway. Yes, I'm of the frugal people, and I don't have that big of a nose. Oh God! Hey, Darkman Jeff is in the.
Oh, what's up?
Yeah, we gotta say hi to
Good
Jeff.
crowd for.
Hey, speaking of the frugal people, I'm no 100% frugal people, but I'm gonna guess Shiv Sony is one of the frugal people with a name like that.
I mean, it would be consistent with what I've seen in the past, which we don't need to say because we just, kind of know.
Arcady is also, but he's of the very special, intelligent, frugal people.
Oh, Arcady. I knew of Arcady about 7 years before I even knew of you. It's crazy.
Really?
Yeah. He's been around since like 2007.
D.A. Pennyman the third for $2. Gotta appeal to children and the soccer moms.
Soccer
Well, you can
moms.
say soccer moms. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, man.
It's going to be a boring future when Google.
Seriously, it's horrible.
Almighty.
It just means a counter market will develop.
Yeah, no, there is. That's where I'm hoping. It'll be like Imus or who was the other New York?
Howard Stern.
Howard Stern. There's going to be a Howard Stern, and there'll be a
Yeah.
Howard Stern platform. And then Google's going to be like, oh, how come no one's buying our stuff? No one wants to advertise. Steve H for $10. Good evening, gents. Thanks for the entertainment tonight. Well, thank you, Steve.
Yeah,
I appreciate
thank
it. Are we done? Yeah, see? Shiv knows he's of the frugal people. He's with us. Oh, let's
We actually have a bunch more, believe it or not.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to 6 feet. His
You
money
see
says no.
Conk,
Yeah, Conk's in the house. I think he's next. There we go.
$4.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
That's a great number, 420.
Well, you're trying to get me on the drugs.
No, I was convincing you to not do those, but do other ones instead.
By the way, everyone emailed me and texted me. Of course, this is standard. Anytime, like I mentioned, I have high cholesterol, 40 recommendations, all contradicting each other as to what lowers cholesterol.
One, I haven't told you this, one of our mutual friends who may have done some dental work on you at some point.
Yes.
We were texting just yesterday, like he saw what we were talking about, you know, that certain type of medication, and he's like,
yes, benzos. We could talk about benzos. Yeah.
Those are really bad, dude. Like those, that should be a last resort. Like seriously.
That was what I was going to say next. Is while advice on marijuana or cholesterol was contradictory, everyone was universal, like no to benzos.
Yeah,
No. It sounds horrible. So, yeah, I'm just going to sit and suffer in pain for the rest of my life.
Well, I guess
Yay!
the only reason I'm like, be careful, like you said, you have an addictive personality sometimes. And it's like, for me, those are just in extreme emergency situations, like where I have to get sleep. And
I would need them once a week because there are instances. But you know what? It's just, I think a big thing is going to be me chilling out in South Dakota. Once I move out there, I think things are going to kind of, because there's not going to be traffic. I'm going to be in my house, which I got an estimate, by the way, which is $100,000 more than what was originally forecasted. So if somebody wants $100,000 super chat, don't because they take 30%. But you know,
I wanted to bring, I don't want to be a buzzkill about
Sure.
that. It's a genuine counterpoint I've been wondering about. Do you think you'd get bored, you know, if with that little?
what,
No?
my house?
Well, I mean, I've never been to Rapid City, but it's like, would you
no.
get? No,
No, no. I spent 2 summers out there. I told you that, right?
Yeah, but I mean, do you have enough humans who you can interact with when you want that?
I don't have enough humans here. And there's 2.5 million people with me throwing a rock.
Yeah.
I've given up on that. That hurts more trying to go out and be friends. I mean, I tried to hang out with Lucifer and Geronimo. Geronimo peed her pants within 2 minutes. I walk into the house. It smells of cat feces because they got a new cat because that's always a good idea is to have a new cat introduced to where there's an old cat and there won't be any domination fights going on. So the cat's pooping on. And I was like, and I am happiest when I'm in South Dakota. It's just, and it's not the most mountainous, most beautiful place ever, but it's quiet. It's relaxing. And I can always fly elsewhere if I need to.
Well, that's true, I guess. I only brought it up because, you know, I've been places that were pretty remote for a while, and it's like I really wished I could be around more populated areas, but
as long as I have internet, I guess this is about as good as it's going to get for friends and family and all that. I'm going to try and aim to be like DT and be a shut-in. And I'm just going to do my hiking. I have a lot of adventuring left to do in South Dakota that I haven't done.
Mm.
And if I get bored, I'll just hop on a plane and I'll fly to Vegas, or I'll go down to Denver and visit Denver Ben or the Great One. And I'll tell you this, I'll be a lot happier there than I am here.
Mm.
A lot, because I've been here a quarter century and there ain't anything bleeping new. So,
Yeah.
if you would leave Chicago, you'd see South Dakota, but I don't want too much excitement in your life.
As soon as you get that house built, no, cough, cough. Yeah.
So we'll do that. Nonstop Dre, $5. I'm 6 foot, lean and toned and in good shape, going ghost. Girls keep on staring at me and bothering me in college and asking my friend if I'm single. Help. You are there to go to school?
Mm.
I really hate to say this because Dre is probably one of those top 10% men because his competition is not lean and toned and not 6 feet tall. And
I know what he looks like.
Oh, do you?
He left me a Yelp review. It was very helpful.
Oh, really? Okay, cool. Well, anyway, I'm not saying don't go out with the girls, but you know the risks, Dre. Just I would also hide your power level. You don't have a scholarship from the GI Bill. You're poor. I would not tell anyone, and maybe it's too late to tell him that you're not. He was what, electrical engineering?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or one of the engineerings.
But you got to save. Better Bachelor was just talking about somebody in the military who got falsely accused of the R word, and his text saved him. And and I know not every girl does that, but it only takes one, you know? So you're going to save all your texts. Hey, here's a book for you. And I'm serious, Dre. If you haven't read this, get this. It's, I don't know, $8-9, short read. Randy Bentwick's Pence Principle. A lot of good how-to and advice and defensive maneuvers there. But you're there to go to school, get your degree, get out and get a job. And if you're going to date, you really got to have, I would date at a different school, date girls who aren't going to college, do not defecate where you eat. Because I understand you want to date girls. Maybe they're a real nice girl. I'm not saying to, but I really get some consent forms. Say like, yeah, when I go on dates, I have a body cam and I'm recording everything. Just be real upfront so they know. And Juan's right. Chad needs a Pokeball.
I do.
Yeah. So don't have everything go to waste there. I'm not saying they're going to falsely accuse of the R word, but there's a chance. What would you do if you didn't have to work? I'd golf and hike in South Dakota and Vegas and ride my motorcycle. What would you do, Chad? You just hate your job. What's the end goal?
It's not that I hate my job. I just hate, well, I don't want to say that. I wish my clients were a little more disciplined. I'll just say that. That's a great question. I do more traveling. I would certainly go to Reno, Sacramento, Rapid City, Twin Cities every now and again, Santa Fe. I have to say Portland because that's where my nephew is. Yeah.
Well, just don't bother going to the Twin Cities. I won't be here. Hopefully I won't be here.
I took my visit there.
You don't have to come back.
Yeah.
Nonstop Dre 360. My voice is like Better Bachelor.
Calm, like Better Bachelor.
Calm, like Better Bachelor Dueto. Due to the Marines. Due to Dueto the Marines. Dark Man Jeff, this is your protege.
Nothing to say per usual. Just want to say, hey, well, what's up, Jeff?
What up, Jeff? Where's he? Is he in Chicago too, or is he somewhere else?
I think he is in one of the Carolinas. I won't say which one, but
Carolinas are nice. I like them.
Yeah. Oh, let me read this one.
Okay.
Let me read this one.
Right.
I love it when Aussie Phantom 35 for $5 well spent. I love it when Clary cries about having to go to work 2 hours a day at home to Chad, who probably works 65 plus hours a week. 4 p.m. in Sydney right now. I don't think I've ever heard or seen a better super chat that made the most sense to me and really spoke to me.
I work more than 2 hours a day. These books, 420 pages, does not bang itself out. And that who gets his taxes done very quickly, even though he was out in Vegas, admittedly.
Now we were a little bit behind this year.
We're a
but
little bit behind. I still
you
came
got
in
it
under.
done.
Yeah, I fix houses. I do lots of things. I fix cars.
Yeah.
I do about, I'd say, 70 hours a week. Because frankly, you know what? There's nothing else to do but work. There really isn't.
I did want to ask you about something. My whole life, I've never been able to like get into this or catch this bug. Like, do you genuinely do you like playing video games? Like, do you?
I like them. It's more like an escape, and it's kind of, if you got a really good game, I enjoy playing it, but they're far and few between. I play Call of Duty World War II now because it's just kind of mindless and you can get different guns, but I don't spend more than, I don't think I play more than 30 minutes a day, even when I have time off. So yeah, they're kind of, because then you're like, well, I could be doing something else, and usually you can.
Well, I do honestly wish I could have gotten into it because a lot of people play these games against each other, over the internet.
I play against my buddy Denver Ben all the time. We get on the phone, we curse and swear at each other. That's what makes it fun. But
Call of Duty you play?
Yeah, after I do some consulting, and like after 3 hours, like I just want to because I don't go for lunch. I just eat here. It's like, I'm going to do something different. And then I plug myself right back in. Syndicate Chief Company is losing me and the only other programmer.
Are they getting laid off or they quit?
No, she told them that, Cynic, you should read How Not to Become a Millennial. There's a part in there about how they renege Perks, specifically how he can't listen to headphones anymore. It's the same thing. She won't let him listen to podcasts. And there was another person in the book where the boss reneged on the guy to listen to headphones. And that's why I think it was a young client I had. And he's paid $13 an hour and he just listens to his headphones. And then they stop that. And it's like, why? He's a stock boy. Why? And he's like, okay, I'm done. Bye.
Crazy to me. It's one of the few perks you can have is, tune out.
They're going to lose both programmers because Karen in HR doesn't like them listening to podcasts. Well, I guess they're going to find out with 4% unemployment. Nonstop Dre. This sounds like an NPR podcast in San Francisco.
I mean, he's right. We have to watch what we say and we can't express how we feel. So.
It's so boring.
Yeah. Was that the last one?
No, I'm just going through it. There's a couple things I wanted to talk about. When's the next normal podcast rated R version? Probably Tuesday.
Tuesday?
Yeah, because I do Tuesday and Friday normally. Even though today's Friday.
Yeah, give me 1 sec. Hold on.
Okay. What?
Just getting my calendar because maybe I can tune in to your regular schedule.
Does your boss let you listen to podcasts, or are they going to rescind that offer?
Well, we'll just have to see how much productivity we get over the weekend. Tuesday's rough. Well, I'll try to listen.
How many siblings do we have? I have a brother and a sister. What do you got? You just have your sister, right?
Yeah, I just have the older sis. Are you the eldest of your?
I'm the eldest. Yeah, of course I am. I'm
never,
the leader.
You never talk about them.
Well, it's not. I don't talk about much of I don't talk much about anyone in my personal life because they're not. Here's the thing. They've done nothing. I feel very sad about this guy in New Zealand. You know why I feel bad about this guy in New Zealand?
Is he your brother?
No, his name's Aaron Clary with the same spelling. So there's this poor guy in New Zealand who, whenever I do something on this side of the planet, affects him on the internet. It's the same thing. Like, even though I don't necessarily get along with everybody, it's their own private life, and there's no real reason to talk about them or bring them into it. So it's kind of, they got their own lives and all that, and don't want people bothering them or harassing them. But there's no,
Well, I was just curious if, like, obviously you won't say where they are, but do you ever get to see them or catch up or anything like
Oh
that?
yeah, no, I see them all the time. Yeah, I'll tell you later about it. But
Okay.
there's no reason. But yeah, they're not here in Minnesota.
Mm.
There are other places doing their own things. But it's just they have their own careers and professions.
Mhm.
And I'm basically nuclear waste. So if you even come near me,
Hey, hasn't hurt me yet.
no, because we're forming tribes. The Frugal Tribe,
Yeah.
Blue Star. Mariah, is that a girl?
It's certainly a female name.
What's a girl? What did we do? Did we do something wrong?
Please search missing 411. Do you hike alone?
Me? Yeah. All
Is
the
that
time.
safe?
What do you think? No. But what am I gonna do? Kidnap someone and force them to go hiking with me?
I mean, I'm just curious about the comment there. It's
Well, what's missing 411?
probably people who got lost or eaten or something.
Oh, you know what? I was paid to do a review on this farce, this joke of a scam. Yeah, this guy did a documentary about how 50 people or 100 people have gone missing in national parks in the past 100 years.
Really?
Yeah, and it's this, the guy who does like Ancient Aliens? It could be aliens. I was like, well, yeah, it could be, I guess. And this guy's got, oh, people are missing in national parks. And then you're looking at like, well, yeah, I guess people would be missing in national parks because they're big.
Yeah.
And people go, yeah, no, that is Mariah. It was bogus and bunk. So don't worry about that. Nick is in the house. Want to renew my sponsorship soon. Should I wait? Yeah, because I'm going to do podcasts still. So yeah, toss me $100 next. Email me though. Email me what you want me to say, and then toss me $100 over at my PayPal. Shoot me an email. Yeah.
Is it me? Has Bacon not come on?
Bacon he got banned from YouTube.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, that's why he's not around. Which we can find where if you want to tune into Bacon.
Instagram.
Oh, we can't even say his website.
Oh, yeah.
The God something Bacon.
You can't say it.
Yeah. Look up Bacon Maldito. That's, I guess, the best way.
Atham just came on.
Oh, is Atham around? Okay.
Yeah.
See,
VeggieTales.
I'll see Phantom again for 35.
Do you not see? So Atham left another one of those $2 like.
I'm not there yet.
No, see, we already went past it. Like
what?
You saw? I think somehow you can't see Atham's super chats because
he's a moderator.
I think that could be it. Yeah.
Oh.
Because he came before Nick. It's like a little puppy farting hearts.
Okay, what? I've never seen that. What does he say? Is that just it?
Cat.
The puppy farting the heart?
Farting the hearts. Cat, yeah, farting the hearts. So I guess you can't see it.
Nope.
Since he's the moderator. Okay.
Okay.
Aussie. Yeah. I love the VeggieTales Clary podcast version.
Are we caught up?
Yeah.
I think we're caught up. Let's do a article here. Microsoft new coronavirus plan. Seattle area employees to work from home for the next 3 weeks. Do you know how many companies are telling their there he is, their employees to work from home?
Almost makes me wish I had a real job.
Do you know what this is telling everybody?
That they can work from home anyway, and there's no need.
They've been able to work from home this entire time, and it is controlling dictatorial people born between 1940 and 1965 who for no reason, well, whatever, those people, not the frugal tribe, that how many millions of family lives were ruined because we forced people to commute 2 hours every day and their kids can't spend time with their parents?
Most likely plenty if they live in the Chicago area where traffic has to be among the worst in the entire country.
Every major city. Every major city. I mean, the fact you have to leave to go to work instead of like, well, stay at home, do your work. We're going to trust you like an adult and spend time with your kids. You have an adult in the house. Chad, if there's an adult in the house, what don't you have to pay for? And I'm sure you see it on people's taxes.
And they pay quite a bit for it, man,
they do.
and get
What is it?
very little from the government. Well, there's daycare, there's like
Mhm.
babysitters, there's nannies, au pairs. I mean, it's a mess.
Does the wife make enough money after tax to pay for it?
Honestly, half the time, like sometimes they do, but half the time that's basically, working to put money in one hand and give it to the other
Right.
hand. But my sister, of all people, she gave me this perspective. She's like, hanging around like a 1 or 2-year-old, all day without doing anything can be rough. And I'm not saying that's the right response, but that's
I thought kids was just a carnival. I thought infants was just puppies and flowers. Wait, having a kid is difficult, Chad?
Well, I think her point was some people, at least if they can make more money than daycare would cost, it might be the better deal.
I know. I thought their kids might need their parents around. Well, I'm not a parent. What do I know?
I mean, neither of us have been, so
No, I don't. You don't need to be a parent to know that kids need their parents.
yeah.
And I understand parents need to get away or something like that. But we have a solution that shoots so many birds with one stone. We eliminate traffic. We lower the transportation. We have stronger families, less divorce. We lessen the global warming because of greenhouse gas emissions. You increase corporate profitability because you're not paying leases. You have lower car insurance and you get to spend time with your family. Oh no, not unless there's a global virus. Do it now. Go ahead and bring that up.
Well, I'll tell you the happy medium I see, because I see a lot of clients in this position. If one or the other, whoever's the breadwinner, obviously is going to go out and work, whatever. As long as the spouse that's more of the stay at home has some kind of part-time job that's a legitimate one, not,
Right.
like selling crap on Etsy or whatever, maybe 20 hours a week. That is the happy medium because they feel like they can get away, they can work, they can take care of their child.
And maybe grandma and grandpa can take care of it.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Uncle can. I got it. But what percent of the families are that?
Not many, but I'm going to give some of my clients credit. They have figured this out and they've made it work, like a sizable portion.
I got one set of the nieces and nephews got parents who are hipsters from Brooklyn. Just hipsters from Brooklyn.
So you get along well.
You ever see Last Man Standing?
Yes.
It's like the Canadian guy who's married to his overweight daughter.
Yeah.
The liberal guy. It's like that. And I very much do feel like Mike Baxter, where it's like I have my financial act together and these people do not. But by gosh, you got to hand it to them. They make sure someone's home and the kids go to school a little bit. So they get out a little and they take them to the museum. And we could probably be no further apart on politics. But by gosh, they do take care of their kids. And I'm like, wow, good for you guys. You spend time with the kids. And the kids I'd be doing more spanking and making sure they weren't yelling as much. But the kids are pretty well grounded and happy. And imagine that, Chad, happy when their parents invest time when they're growing up.
I have a comment related to a Chris Rock bit, but I can't because this is the polite podcast. So
see if you can do it. There's a way to get around it. There's a way to do that.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so Chris Rock often likes to point out differences in certain types of people. And,
Right.
He had this really funny one in the late 90s, one of his routines where he said certain types of people are always like, trying to be proud and get credit for something they're supposed to do.
Right.
And he had this bit that was like, I take care of my kids. And he's like, well, you're supposed to. Did you follow that?
Yes, I follow that. Yes, you're supposed to. Yeah. to this, look at how we have to like this statement. You should stay at home and take care of your kids. That's controversial. That should wake you up so that you realize, oh, society's wrong. Society is wrong. I come at me. Have everyone of the particular female religion come at me and tell me I'm wrong. Because it's like, you had kids. Don't you think you should raise them? No. And if we as a society say no, well, then I guess I'm not going to be part of this society. I will find some other place to go. Because we have horrific prioritization problems if we are going to have children, but raise them? Are you crazy?
What kind of talking crazy talk?
You male person who thinks in old stodgy ways, and there's a soup named after you, you miso soup, you. Miso?
I get it, yeah.
Yeah. I'm a miso soup because of an ist.
I was called that. Well, I can't say it here, but anyway.
Save it for next week.
Yeah.
So Nick Schuler says Bacon made a new account. He just hasn't used it yet. So we'll have to look that up. Estevan Meza. Boy, we have a big Latino showing here for $2. Any thoughts on digital marketing? Talk to Nick.
Nick,
yeah. Nick does digital marketing, and he went to Seth Himes.
Seth Himes, yeah.
Seth Himes, part of the Frugal tribe. Full-blooded member of the Frugal tribe, though. He started his digital marketing training program at indemandcareer.com. So take a look at that. He has helped many people get out of poverty, avoid going to college. Some of his clients are making 6 figures. A lot of them make 40. And if you're just starting out or you need a little side hustle, by the way, Chad, with digital marketing, do you think you need to commute with all the other corona and virus infected people in Seattle and Washington?
Well, unless you have a superior of a certain, generation, then the answer would be no. But
no, you just work from home.
Yes.
So Atham for $2, but you can see this. I can see that.
So I couldn't use, well, anyway.
I'm wondering if I can't see an animated GIF. Is that it?
But you can see this, yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Murray Saucedo, $4.99. My 2015 Toyota RAV4.
Can you say that?
No, you can't even say the S
can't
word.
Say that?
No, we're gonna keep it PG, man. Genitalia Ellie identifies as a 2020 Rolls-Royce Phantom. Hey, look at Saucedo, another Latino. Look, it's Latino night here. Should play some salsa music.
Wait, can you say that? Or
salsa music? Yes, we could say salsa music.
Dude, I feel like there's so many eggshells at this point. I'm like,
there is. I also like it, like in case Google ever watches it, and people watching, to see how absurd this is. Just how childish and petty and immature and not adult this is. We got a bunch of mature people who maybe want to do a little locker room talk, toss the occasional joke of particular color or gender. You can't even say that. Maybe talk about different thoughts on politics. We can't do that because the Google people get angry. They get very, very angry.
Would you say we have a safe space or more of a sterile environment here?
What, on Google?
No, I mean this very chat we're having. Is it considered
this is sterile? No, this isn't a safe space. We can't say what we want.
That's true.
Al Santiago, boy, it is Latino night. We should have, maybe it's all the non-cursing and the good Catholics are coming out. Al Santiago, I know you like Cowboy Bebop. I'm a freelance illustrator. I want to send you my Swordfish fan art. Oh yeah, Al, send me well, if you got a link to it, put the link in the chat. But yeah, email me the link. I'm always for that. I wanted to get some Cowboy Bebop images for a coffee mug. But it's all patented and I want to get a shirt and there's some amazing art. We're like, oh, we can't do that. I'm like, but somebody else drew it. And it's like,
copyright.
Yeah. DJ Pennyman, the third $2. By the way, I've started to use my real name finally. DJ Pennyman the Third. Yeah, right. That's his real
Something
name.
tells me that's not
his
real
name.
Think we're
boom.
caught up?
Robotech was the bee's knees. No, Bobanon.
How much to have you eat a ghost pepper?
A ghost pepper? Oh.
I'm not
like
sure.
$1,000. It's I've done ghost pepper hot wings, but that's the sauce. That's
really
not
spicy.
the ghost pepper. Oh yeah.
Mm.
What I would probably do is I just eat it whole and swallow it whole. That'd be the safest way to do it. Nonstop Dre, free speech equals.
Are you allowed to say that?
Yeah, I don't know. Free speech equals not like you, not the opposite of love speech nowadays. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
it's true. It's true.
It is true.
It is. I'm wondering, like back in the day, let's say you had Bob of Josh's persuasion come up and talk to Frank of our persuasion, and they went through World War II or Vietnam or something, and they're probably exchanging jokes about each other's persuasion all the time and having a grand old time. But we can't do that because a liberal, our persuasion girl with a degree in diversity and inclusion found it offensive. And that's not love speech, the opposite of love speech.
Oh, man.
Bubblegum gun. Abrahamic religions are degenerate return to Odinism?
I've never heard that term before.
Odinism. I don't know how they return to Odinism.
Do you know what that is?
Odinism is the Scandinavian gods.
Oh, okay.
Odin, Thor, Ragnarok, Loki.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how they return to Odinism, though. I thought they were two completely separate religions.
Mm.
Like one was up in the North Pole with elves and Santa probably, and the other came out of Mesopotamia. This guy once gave me $100 eat Diablo. I can handle hot sauce. Yeah, I could. I don't know. You give me $1,000, I'll eat a ghost pepper. We'll do that.
Oof.
And it will be a polite podcast. So Microsoft is recommending that all of its Seattle area employees can do their jobs from home to do so for the next 3 weeks through March 25th in the latest effort to thwart the spread of the novel coronavirus. The company employs nearly 54,000 people in the Seattle region, most of them at its headquarters in Redmond, Washington. The guidance issued Wednesday by Microsoft Executive Vice President Kurt Delbane exclude workers in data centers, retail stores, and other jobs that require being on site. But you guys, just for S's and G's, we thought we'd have you come to a site to begin with anyway. Microsoft also updated its global travel guidance, recommending that people postpone travel to the company's Seattle or Bay Area campuses, unless essential for the continuity of Microsoft. Chad, is travel cheap?
Not typically.
No, it's not. It's not cheap. Maybe we can meet over Chad, do we conduct business over the internet just fine?
I'd say that's exclusively how we.
That's exactly how it. Do I need to fly into Chicago for you to do my taxes?
I hope you like delays and really bad traffic if you do.
I did have to.
I just think, obviously, I wonder if part of this whole coronavirus thing is some kind of gaslight. Like, I seriously doubt it's that serious.
I wrote an article about how the media has been crying wolf this entire time about global warming and global cooling and the ozone layer and SARS and Zika and swine flu and bird flu and then the rainforest and all this baloney. And now, it might actually look like, companies are starting to don't fly. So it's a little bit more serious than normal. But you know what? I don't know. Is everyone over responding to the media hype? How many people are dying of corona? I mean, what's the death rate of coronavirus?
I've seen all these different statistics, and even then you can't really tell which one's legit. I think very, very few people under the age of 70 are actually becoming extremely sick to the point of dying with this thing. But
3.4% mortality rate. Corona cases surge in U.S. and Europe.
Do they break it up by age, or it's just
3.4 estimated Mortality in China is a 3.8 nationwide. First day is the first symptom to death. 3.5 by comparison, seasonal flu kills far fewer than 1% of those infected. Who gets killed? I think it's old people and children.
See, we're not allowed to talk about a certain generation that's probably getting most affected by this, and that's all I have to say.
The silent generation?
The one
that came after that?
Yeah.
We can't, because that term has been so politicized due to their own doing. I don't know. I'm just, after the cancer scare, I'm not really terribly worried about the corona flu.
I'm not even remotely worried. If I get it, I'll have it. I'll be sick for a few days, and that's it. And I think that's most, like the vast majority of people will experience the same thing if they get it.
Who is this girl?
Huh?
There is just some hot looking chick. I fell for the clickbait. Never mind.
No,
that was a cute looking person from that generation that shan't be named. A nice hot 1960s looking model here. And that's like giggity. So that's it. I just want to point out that it's taking a global virus to have people inevitably point out, oh, well, we've been polluting the environment and making you drive unnecessarily and ruining families because we're too stupid to realize, if I can't see you, how do I know you're working? Now, all of a sudden, when they might get infected, oh, don't come to work. Don't come to work.
I think we're at least another decade from that being the exception than the rule to actually.
No. I think. Now, I've heard from some of my younger generations, younger than our generation, agents in the fields, saying that our generational bosses are still doing the carrot and the stick. Well, that's a perk that if you work really well, and I am telling people of this generation and younger that, especially with unemployment this low, refuse to, unless you have to, like if you're a retail or a mechanic or a dentist or something, I understand. But if you don't have to, just say, I'm sorry, I'm not, just only apply. You don't bother applying for jobs. You say, no, you look for telecommuting jobs. I'm only working from home. If it's an office job, you don't have to work. And if enough, how could we lower tuition by, I think, 70% in a 2-month period of time? We could do it. We could do it, Chad. I guarantee you we could do it.
I am a big advocate of online courses because, frankly, you learn almost better that way.
Right. But if I want, in a month even, if I wanted to lower tuition by 70%, how could we do it?
Well, I mean, you just get rid of all the fat, the teachers.
No. The system's not going to change. All we need is one generation of Gen Zers. We could say Gen Zers to say, we're not going to college. We're not. We're all taking a leap year. We're taking a year off. And then the colleges and universities would have to scramble and lower their tuition because I don't think they have enough operating, or they'd have to dip into their endowments, of which I don't think even a tenth of the universities have enough of an endowment to keep their operating. All you guys, I came up with this idea over 10 years ago. Tried to give it to the millennials. All Gen Z has to do, if you want to lower tuition and save yourself years of your life, you think you're losing a year, you're not. If Gen Z universally said, nope, the graduating class of 2021, those high school seniors, we are not going to college. We're going to find jobs, we're going to find training, or we're going to attend school online. We are not going to your bleeping 4-year campuses. We are boycotting you. Kind of like how they wanted to boycott big oil. We just won't get gas on this one day. That's a little short-sighted. This would work.
Nick has in the chat, and I agree with him. He's like, wouldn't they just bring in people from outside of the country to make up for the lost students?
Well, fine then, but I don't think they could do it that quickly. And then what are they supposed to do when the class of 2022 comes along? Come on, guys, try it. What do you got to lose? Nothing. You're going to make money.
I mean, I agree with you. I think it's ridiculous, but
and it's the same thing with look, a recession will come. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but sometime a recession is going to come. You're not going to have another chance. And this was my point with telecommuting. With unemployment below 4%, millennials and Gen Zers and Gen Xers have every right to say, no, I'm not commuting. I'm not. Because employers, the last time they were this desperate was in the height of the .com bubble. All right. If you simply say, no, I need to telecommute, I can't, and you could give them all lines of excuses. It's good for the environment. I want work-life balance. And if they say, well, that's a privilege you have to learn and earn, it's like, okay, no, bye. I'm fine. Okay, fine. Find someone else. There's no reason to do it. And now you at least have enough people of my generation and some of the millennials where it's like, why we're online? Yeah. No, we're not going to have a meeting. So, teach you want to teach corporate America a lesson? Here's your chance. Nick for $2. Chad sing Behind Blue Eyes.
I don't know that song, but I'd be happy to sing.
Well, do you know the song?
I do not.
Oh, all right. Well,
I think
look it
that
up.
Would probably break our censors anyway. They would.
It would.
That
We can't play
material.
We can't play. Oh God, no.
You can't say that.
DJ Aftershock for $2. Anglo-Saxon is a scary word for the Crusader crowd. Really?
Well,
Anglo-Saxon.
That just means you're descended from what, like the British, German.
Yeah. But if you ever study British history, it's all screwed up because the Britons were there, but then the Battle of Hastings, the French came in, or the Nordics came in, the Normans came. It's all a hodgepodge of mishmash. So I don't even know what Anglo-Saxon means anymore.
You know what WASP stands for, right?
White Anglo-Saxon Protestant, yes.
Oh, I just wondered how relevant that was from a political standpoint anymore. I mean,
probably not, because no one goes to church anymore. What people do go to church, it's not really when your pastor's wearing sandals, you're not at a church. You're not at a church. When the pastor comes in, he's got his acoustic guitar. He's like, "Hey guys," he's like the creepy camp counselor, where he's a little Jeff something Stein of My Frugal. When you get those kind of heebie-jeebies from him, you're like, yeah, you're not gonna lead me to salvation. You're gonna lead me to the back of your van.
It's like the hashtag I as well.
I as well. That's what Better Batchman. He said, also me.
Yeah.
He says hashtag also me.
Also me.
Oh gosh. Okay, so that's it for super chats. Would you like to hear my epiphany that I had with my buddy?
Do I know the buddy?
You do not. He's 44. I've mentioned him before. Makes a lot of money. This is why can't I find him here? Here he is. He fixes cars. He fixes computers. He makes 6 figures. He has like 75% equity in his home. Here, no other kids. Here.
Is it your neighbor? What's his face? Is you?
No,
Norm
so.
or no?
Norm? No, Norm's dead. Norm is like 90 years old.
Oh,
I don't think you've ever met him. We just had dinner, so we were chit chatting, and again, I am trying to figure out what is the real situation on the ground. And it's not that I don't believe you, but it's just the reports are so dire.
It's dismal.
And right. And I gotta believe these reports. And I can argue and debate, does Chad have selection bias? Does my other buddy have selection bias? Do I have selection bias? I mean, yeah, I guess we have selection bias, but universally, it's kind of uniform. It is devastatingly bad out there.
Yes.
So he was on a date recently. Would you like to hear how his date went?
I'm prepared for something really. Yeah, I'm ready to hear about it.
He's 44. Keep in mind his date is also 44. Right, this is supposed to be a mature woman. That's
mistake number one, but yeah.
But I would think 44-year-old woman past middle school girl games.
No.
Yeah.
Go on.
Apparently, yeah. See, you answered it. So they were going to meet for coffee. He shows up for coffee. She already has her coffee, and she's saying she has a jacket on. It's indoors. Huh. She has her hat on. That's weird. And so he sits down, and they start talking. She's like, I have to let my dog out in half an hour. And he told me where he was and where she lived, where her dog was. And this is a 30-minute round trip thing. She's 15 miles away. It's right. And he's like, and he's too polite. We've gone through this conversation before where I'm like, I would have said, why did you do that? I mean, I would have started getting pissed, which is again why I need my benzos or booze or marijuana or whatever, or maybe I just don't go outside. And he tolerated it, but I was looking at that and he was just like shaking his head. I'm like, wait a minute, you know what? What is that, Chad? There's a word for it, and we can use it in a polite podcast. What kind of behavior is that?
I mean, I'm not sure what word we would be allowed to use.
Well, here's what you always try to be intellectually honest. It's like, is there something wrong with me? Is there something I did wrong? We don't want to just be whiners and complainers.
Yeah.
We don't want to be miso soup. We want to look at things objectively. Is it me? Am I wrong? And it dawned on me after listening to him, listening to you, and then remembering the 300 dates, 300 women, more than 300 dates, but over 300 women I've been on dates with. What describes the vast majority of dates and interactions we've had with these women?
Fruitless, dispassionate, depressing, waste of time.
He invests the time. Yes, he invests the time. They go online. They interact. Let's meet for lunch or dinner, or not dinner, coffee. He sits down, and she has to leave in 15 minutes because she has to let her dog out, which she knew before she made the 15-minute one-way trip she could have let out the dog. What kind of behavior is that? Let's see if anyone in the chat room has it.
It's obviously selfish and self-centered, but the thing
There's
is,
entitled. This was presumptuous. Josh says it's selfish. There it is. Nonstop Dre. He's got it. Unacceptable.
But I already know what happened. I already know what happened, dude.
What?
She had that built-in excuse, and I'm not trying to knock your friend, but that was her out. She had to leave herself a little out if he wasn't Mr. I can't say it, but
6'6" something.
The
something.
six sixes, yeah.
Right. That doesn't excuse it.
Oh, absolutely not.
A 44-year-old woman should be capable. Was my buddy going to clear the coffee table and take her in a manly fashion? A 44-year-old woman. What? Your cell phone?
Listen, man, I've already, before smartphones and before these dating apps, there was at least some kind of decency left when it came to this thing.
Right. I'm not asking for the autopsy. I'm not asking for the pathology of how this corpse came onto the table. What I'm trying to point out is we need to unplug. We're already pretty pessimistic. And then it's like, oh, are we really just really pessimistic? And we're really just being judged and trying to find it? No.
It's
then
reality.
It dawned on me. It not only is it reality, it's unacceptable.
Oh,
it's impolite. This is not acceptable behavior, and certainly not from a 44-year-old woman. A 44-year-old person should be able to sit and have a coffee for an hour. Just sit. You don't have to fall in love. You don't have to commit. You do not have to copulate. You can have a conversation. And you're right. You're 100% right. That was her out. Oh, I have to let my dog out in half an hour. And what it is, it's also insulting to think guys at this veteran stage don't know that and don't see that. You tell them you got to go wash your hair or water the roses for a religious person up in the cloud with a big beard sick.
You remember my story? Was it yesterday I told you about this or the day before?
I don't know. Remind me.
somebody had left out a very critical detail, maybe having an extra, dependent
yes.
on their tax return. My only regret about that, you're right, dude. I'm just too nice of a guy sometimes. I should have just gotten up and left.
You should have
at
got
that
up and
point.
left. Absolutely. They're not going to learn until we, on an atomic and individual level, start, I don't say fighting back, but like, getting up and leaving at minimum. Now, I've had this conversation with my buddy before, because that happens where like, oh, my kid did that. It's like, excuse me, where was that on the dating profile? You have every right to get up, pay your half of the tab, and walk away.
I told you what her explanation for that was, because I did say, hey, why didn't you put that on the profile?
Because she thought you'd be a creepy stalker and didn't want to know the kid or something like that.
She has some twisted thinking that's like, if I put that, it will attract, the lowest common denominator of men.
Which is
okay.
A lie. That was her out. That was her excuse.
Right.
No.
So basically you just lied to me. We shouldn't even be meeting because you lied to me on false pretenses.
And you wasted an hour of your time round trip getting ready. Yeah. Right. And so I wanted to, I had this epiphany, because you kind of know, but at the same time, it doesn't crystallize until something that happens to your outside. I feel like this didn't happen to me. And it's like, no, this is not acceptable. This is BS. And no, boys, you're not insane. And no, this isn't just a complaint show. Women are the number one thing in our lives. It's supposed to be. That's how we're programmed. At least we are intellectually honest enough to know that. But when I see, and this is darn well near universal behavior, to the point you have 44-year-old women, I can let my dog out in half an hour. And no, you're not insane. No, this is not right. And I'm trying to advance the ball. Like, Rolo's laughing at us right now because he's like, yeah, I know. I mean, Rich Cooper and Terrence Popper, they're laughing at us right now. But
he'd be disgraced by what happened to me the other day.
Well, I don't think he'd be disgraced, but the fact, it's like, yeah, it is this bad. This isn't a biased report. This isn't coming from a certain color pill community. This is true. Because what would the opposite look like? Do you know anyone that's had a good dating story? Like, I met this girl, it was great, and if it is, you find out later on she's a communist. Or
it's all bad, dude. And I mean, I know why. The why is because they have this they should not have any kind of abundance mentality, but they do because of these stupid dating apps and like this.
We can go through again. We can conduct the autopsy on this corpse if we want to. What I want to do, and this is what I want to end off with until we if there's more super chats, go ahead and send them, because we're running. It's going to be 1 a.m. here pretty soon.
Yeah.
One, accept that this is true. 2, accept it is not acceptable. 3, realize you're not insane. And 4, and this is, I think, the most important one, I think we got to move on.
Yeah.
Because this was the conversation I was having with my buddy. He's 44. And I'm like, and he's just miserable. And he was talking about how he dumped his girlfriend, which we could go on for stories about, where all of a sudden he had all this time in the world and he was happy and he was working on computers. He was doing things and he was working on race cars and all this other cool stuff. This guy's a very interesting guy. And I realized he was more happy doing that with all this free time rather than literally babysitting and paying for a full-grown adult single mom with problems. And given the very, very, very low chance there is any quality out there, I think the only thing you have is yourself. It's like, save yourselves. Don't even bother. Like, you leave a line out there. But what did I tell you the solution was? Even before you go on a coffee date, can't even go on a coffee date. What's my solution?
I guess keep your expectations 0.
Skype with them first. Like, no, we're Skyping.
Yeah, you said that.
It is that bad. And so, since there's nothing, there's no oil in the ground. There's no gold in the vein. There's no water in the well.
There's no blood in the turnip.
There's no blood in the turnip. And you know what, guys? there's a certain acronym. I call it going ghost. And I am,
It's hate speech. I bet we can't say it.
well, I'm still not going to go 100% with them because there's some people who are genuine miso soups. But the philosophy is 100% correct. It is 100% correct. And there is no reason for you to waste your precious life on this planet dealing with childish, disrespectful, ungrateful, and rude behaviors that I have to let my dog out. And so that's what I was kind of I mean, it's going to be hard, guys, because it's against all your programming, because you're genetically programmed to want girls, but you're just going to have to give it up. I mean, you're really just because there's a cost, and that's your life. And it is that. Maybe I didn't see it until now, but it angered me. It angered me to see. And then he's like, well, I hopefully she'll. I'm like, what? Whoa, what? You think you're going to go, what? No.
Does he live in the same general vicinity that you do?
Yeah, I mean, he lives in the Twin Cities area. Yeah.
Well, I was just because it's actually much, much worse when you get away from big cities. Like, it gets worse and worse.
What, out in the
and worse.
rural area?
Yeah. Like, there's so many. It's just worse. Less numbers and less quality. It's terrible.
Like, you're talking like you get into Casper, Wyoming or something? I mean, when do you leave the city? Are you talking like when you go to Portland or something?
Well, no, before my parents moved to New Mexico, they were in middle of nowhere, Texas. And, I would test it out, and man, it is worse.
I kind of want to get to the point where it doesn't matter.
It shouldn't matter anymore.
It can be toxic as all Tinder and Twittlegram and the Bumblebee or whatever. That could, okay, fine. I'm gone. Literally, I'm not even dating, and I'm already looking at this. I'm like, no. And it angers me because it reminds me of all the time and stuff that I wasted, and all the lies and the propaganda and the flaking. And now it's people my age acting like no one's grown up in 30 years. And guys, try, sure. Hey, you know what? Let's Skype a little bit. I mean, that's, I guess, all it really is. Speaking of avoiding the coronavirus, the coronavirus. Let's Skype maybe a little bit and wait for this coronavirus thing. No, seriously, come up with the excuse. Well, see, I gotta let my dog out in 5 minutes, so I can't leave the house. I gotta Skype. But like, man, it just made me very, very angry. Where it's like, okay, fine. You advertised a steak and chops joint. Steak's not on the menu. I got it. Here's some salad. Here's some bread with some butter. I'm going to the bar and getting drunk. Yeah, that's what you, and go do your thing, guys. Because I can't think of a better qualified guy than this. He's not 6 feet tall. That's the only thing. That's the only thing this guy ain't got. And he's running into that. There's no hope for the average guy who doesn't make six figures and isn't a high-level programming mechanic race car driver. I mean, what more do you want? What more do you want?
Let me just tell you this. I've never felt so pessimistic about this entire environment until, like, right now is so far my low point with this, and I think there's a way to go.
But why should we feel low? Why should be there low? We're done. Let's just move on. Like
I'm fine either way. I just mean, this is a stock that is, if it's not at its like valley, then it's just awful. It's bleak.
And we have some colleagues that use the sugar sites, which I am now. I was already for it in a philosophical sense, even in a moral logic. Now I'm all for it. I'm like, there is like, go pay. I mean, it's expensive, but
it's at least more honest than some of this other stuff.
And maybe it is expensive, but it's going to save you a lot of time. I'm sure over time you'll save money. But this is, women are treating men very poorly in this society.
The bottom 90% of men are getting
okay. All right. Okay. Except for the Thunder from Down Under type guy. Okay. I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
We're not even talking dating. We're talking meeting for coffee. We're talking basic interaction.
Can't even tell the truth up front.
Can't even. Oh, I forgot to mention a kid. Oh, I forgot to mention I have a gift.
Did I do that? You know.
So yeah, guys, just TFM is right on that one. Not that I would get a partner made of plastic of a doll. I'm not that I'd recommend that, but yeah, today was just kind of like and I want to start moving it. The younger people getting unplugged from the matrix, they're going to need to be deprogrammed. But for those of us who are already here, if you're got, Dre's asking now, he might be one of the 10% where girls are throwing themselves at him. So, okay, but just salvage your life for what it's worth. Go enjoy life. Go eat good food. Go work out. Go hike. Go adventure. Go explore. Invest your money. But this is until there is a change of heart, until there is a come to Jesus meeting on the part of women, and they start actually being not selfless. What's the word? Empathetic, or they
virtuous?
Not virtue. Well, that too, but
considerate.
Considerate. They think of other people, and I'm not saying they put other people ahead of them, but they at least acknowledge, well, this person is going to take their time. Done. DUN. And it's so shaming and shocking that not that I didn't know, but all these criticisms from the miso soup, not all the criticism, but people who are accused of being miso soup, when you look at it, it's like, no, this is 100% authentic. This isn't an opinion. This is just calling the cat out is what it is.
The level of entitlement, man, I can't even explain it to you.
Like what? Do they ask for money or what? What are they? You're not going to coffee and they say, "Hey, let's go for steaks and chops."
No, but it's like they expect you to show up with like we said, the 6'6", perfect teeth, driving a European car, and then what are they bringing to the table?
But but just out of curiosity, you list your actual height. You don't list that you're 6'2".
Right, but
okay.
I mean, So do you think that on these apps that you can actually list your body type? You can't. And even if you could, because the women are showing up and I was telling you this, they have pictures, they're like 5 years old when maybe they were in shape. And they ain't in shape anymore. See? But
can't you put your height and weight down?
The height is a non-issue thing.
Okay.
Like what I'm saying is, they have such a paradox of choice, or they think they have choice, that they're going to be completely out of shape and feel that they not only have a chance with, but are entitled to like a bodybuilder. Right. I'm not exaggerating this.
No, I believe it. I see it because he showed me the picture of this girl and I'm like 5.56, slightly better than average, but a very average looking girl. And I'm like,
very average.
Yeah, it's
very
like,
average.
Lady, what are you expecting? You're 44.
They think they have all these. It's those swiping apps, dude. These women think that they have all the
time in the world.
Everybody thinks they're special. And
there's a great chapter in this book called "The Vagina Industrial Complex."
Oh, I actually managed to read that one.
Did you read that?
Yeah.
And it talks about how, if you add it up, literally trillions of dollars and trillions of human hours, if you consider the opportunity cost of women that believe that, just how their entire youth is taken. And they pay. There are literally trillions of dollars a year that is transferred from women to various industries that capitalize off of their youth and beauty and philosophy, political religion, and things like that. And I could see with that amount of cacophony and investment in an environment where you could be a 5.5 and you expect, here's a guy that makes 6 figures in front of you with a house 70% paid off and he can fix car. No, not good enough.
Listen, man, I can tell you why. I'm just worried I can't really say it because of what we're.
Well, that's half the fun of a polite podcast is you have to dance around it and be very creative.
I'd like to try.
All right, please do.
So, man, this is gonna be hard. Do you think women? Okay, you have guys. The top guys, the top 10%.
The top 10, named by an first alphabet name.
Yes, and a great name at that. do you think that they are really, I'm talking about the guys, do you
Yep.
think they're really that picky about which women they get to do certain acts
No,
with?
they'll date maybe even 4. As long as they're physically attractive, they will engage in the fun times.
So here's where, and I know you know all this, but
Yeah.
those very, very average women now feel that they are entitled to the top 10% just because maybe one night. You following my drift here?
Right. I don't think it titles her, but they think they can get that.
Yes,
They
for
think they can get
commitment.
that
They
for
think they
commitment.
can
Right.
secure that for commitment, and that, so you almost have to blame men for some of this too.
No, because women are equal. And the Google censors can listen to that. Women are equal. And I'm going to insist there because they should know. They should know that. Is men being scum any secret? Is our sexual nature secret?
It's beat into our head every day. Just look at Gillette ads and
but the world knows men will play around and men will be men. I mean, it's not a secret what the nature of men is.
It's no secret.
It's no secret. Women should know, oh well, okay, I got to ride the alpha a little bit. That's a little bit of fun. But
they're not self-aware enough, dude.
Yeah, see, and that's what I'm saying is there's so much investment going in that's been flooded out or sounded out or blasted out. That it's not, and it's coming to guys. This may be a generation just not getting married. Too bad for you. Do you want to have kids? Well, too bad. I'm just terribly sorry.
But bringing it back to your buddy who's 44, like without a doubt, he's been on too many dates and meetings with, these women who they believe that they're able to secure, the top of the top because they've had experiences with them.
Him and his last girlfriend were dating for several years and it looked like everything was going to go well, but then she thought she could do better and she didn't. To put it real simply, she didn't.
There's a term for it, actually. It's called the first letter of the Greek alphabet.
And the last name of a very poisonous spider?
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah. All right. We got Shiv Sony. High school even important? AP honors kids be successful? No.
To get into college.
To get into college, no. What I would do is don't waste your time with AP classes. Go to the actual college. High school kids can go to college, go to your local community college, go online. Western Governors
University. Pay for it though.
You got to pay for it anyway.
Yeah, true.
Some schools allow you, like you'll get a discount if you're a young kid. But I wouldn't waste with AP or honors. That doesn't get you anywhere. A lot of schools don't even recognize or honor it. So if you're going to put that much effort into like AP history, don't waste your kid's time or effort. Have the kid take history class at, Johnson Community College. High school, there's debates about getting your GED. And it depends on the state. I've investigated a little bit, but depending on where you are, there's some places where it does, like you can take college classes as a middle schooler if you want. So I'm wondering, there's got to be a way where maybe you just go to college at middle school, get your prereqs out of the way, and then all of a sudden you take your 2 years of, and then you have a degree by the age of 18, but you don't have a high school diploma.
Well, hold on one sec. Like, I don't know, you know more about this, but if you take certain AP classes and you do well, can't you skip a bunch of college prerequisites like you were saying?
You may be able to skip some, but you won't be given credit. That's what happened to me. I had 3 or 4 AP classes and okay, you don't have to take these classes, but you still need the credit. So why the F did I just waste my time?
Yeah, that doesn't.
Yeah. So what parents, here's what you should do, Shiv, if you have kids. And this is what everyone should be doing if they have kids. Investigate very thoroughly in your state law, because it depends on the state. How quick, can your kid take classes? How early can they take classes in college for credit? Is there a program like Michigan? You could take college classes for free if you're in high school. And if there's a way to bypass high school, do it. Because what they're going to do, I don't have a high school degree, but I have my college degree. I don't have my high school diploma, but like my high school degree. Can you get a GED? Unless your kid was bound for Harvard or something, but even that's debatable as well. Can you get your GED in the 8th grade and then go right to college? It depends on the state, but that's what I would be doing. Because if you can bypass, what is high school? Forget that. See if you could skip high school and start getting college credits out of the way. That's what I would be doing.
I didn't have the maturity to think about stuff like that back then. So you got to really.
I'm talking to parents who have their children's ear. Hopefully, there's some here.
Mhm.
That's what I would be doing. Alex, I sometimes worry I missed out on the soul-crushing debt collector calling student loan experience.
Yeah, you really missed out.
Yeah, you missed out. She's good. She's good. I'm glad to see that she's doing all right. Kind of curious what she studied if she didn't go to school. Wow, did we get a lot more?
There were a few more. Yeah,
let's
see where we're at.
Do you have to go to the bathroom? I gotta hit the can.
If you need to, I can sing.
Let you sing, and we'll come back and we'll finish it with finishing off these super chats here.
Any requests, gentlemen and ladies? I know Nick's gonna be like, "Don't sing! Oh my God, don't sing!" See, that's the thing. I don't know what behind blue eyes. I don't know what the words are to them. We don't need no education. Our pumps and castles in the wall. Boom. Hey, teacher, leave us kids alone. All in all, we're just another brick in the wall. Any Pink Floyd fans? Ooh, Informer. That's another good song. Informer. Oh, Beyonce, all the single ladies. God, all the girls used to just run to the dance floor whenever that would come on like 10 years ago. Such a terrible song.
Hey, Chad.
What up?
Nice hair, by the way, man.
Thank you.
We should like the Nice Hair podcast. Yeah.
I mean, that's what we got, you know.
Ladies, do you like men without personality, morals, scruples?
Height without height.
But nice hair? Tune into the Chad and Aaron Claire hair hour. Yeah.
You got nice teeth, too, I think.
I do have good teeth. Nonstop Drake, can I be on your podcast on Tuesday? I have stories. Yeah, we can, if I remember. No, seriously, it's how I flow. Like,
yeah.
What is today? It's
Friday.
Tuesday, and I do my podcast. Actually, Dre, if you're in the chat room, you remind me. I'll send you the link, but I need like your email or something like that so I can send it to Backdoor Channel. So do that. DJ Aftershock, read for this for me. I'm losing my voice.
Rural areas got their Dodge diesel truck at least. Well, certainly the Texas Panhandle did, where my parents used to live.
Yeah. Wyoming. Ram trucks. All right. BS for $10.
Yes. Just cut my last tie to the old world with my last day of work today.
Oh, congratulations.
Excited to move on to what is next, and I have you to thank for that in large part. Well, look at you.
Awesome. Look at me. These actually do mean a lot to me when I find out, like, the gal avoided college. And wasn't one of the first super chats we got? He was talking about how
I got here late.
That was the consultation we did today about the accounting guy who wanted to know what to do with his hiring bonus. He says if it wasn't for me, he switched to accounting, and now he's in a position that's like at least I did some good in this world. I have more than my beautiful hair to leave as a legacy to this world.
You need to grow a beard at some point.
What are you talking about? I have 5 o'clock shadow all the time.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right.
I'm not doing your soy boy from Brooklyn
I got some compliments.
Did you find another girl that likes your beard?
Oh, please.
Whatever happened to her? Did she hear anything? The girl who you grew the beard
Oh,
for?
you know all about that.
Yes. Have you heard anything from her since, or she's gone ghost?
Well, she went ghost, but I think that's because I didn't respond to something I was supposed
That's
to
right. You
respond
did.
to.
Okay, good man.
Then I got blocked on all social media.
But you taught him a lesson. You're like, I'm not doing this. Done. I think if more men did that instead of just like, okay, you gonna be around again later?
I mean, if anything, it was a big let off. Like all the dirty work was done for me. So I'm like, all right,
no,
see ya.
it's just space ghost.
Yeah.
I should listen to some Terrence Pop. I haven't taken my melatonin pills, so I'm like wide awake. So I could probably.
You can't say that word.
Space ghost?
No. The next chat, like the $2 one from
Aaron is the religion of American females. Is that religion men's fault for being weak?
Partially, I think.
Partially, but very partially. I blame fathers, or the lack thereof, or the spinelessness of fathers. Because the fathers were nowhere to be seen. Fathers in the olden days, from that generation born between 1945 and 1965, put something on a pedestal and agreed with whatever that thing on the pedestal said about the relationship between the men and the women. And it was, we want this, and we're going to do this, and we don't need parents and nuclear families, and they're bad, and the government, I'm going to go, and no one needs to stay at home and take care of the kids. And fathers, there is no Ward Cleaver, there is no Andy Griffith sitting down having conversation. Like, you know who I'd love to have as a dad when I was a kid?
Well, definitely not Cliff Huxtable, but
oh, I'd love to have Cliff Huxtable. Heathcliff Huxtable.
That's right.
Heathcliff Huxtable. Because he sat down and he talked, but I'm talking real life people today. You know who would be a great dad? There's two guys that have to be a great dad today.
I mean, are they ones you've podcasted with?
I've had them on both on my podcast. I've had them on the same podcast together because they're dads.
You must be talking about entrepreneurs and cars.
Rich Cooper. And I, not, no offense to Rich, but I would just by this much of a margin prefer to have somebody else.
This one, I was going to say somebody, but I don't think I was right. So I have to think about
Terrence Pop. Could you imagine having Terrence Pop as a dad? Give me a beer. No. And just, he'd teach you to fight. But now Rollo also has invested in his daughter as a father. He's had lessons. And this is not to pick out men in a certain color, pill, or a sphere. But it's to show you that these men invested in their children about wisdom and morals and principles and the meaning of life. Like, do you think any of these guys worry about their kids' futures now that they've invested? I'm sure they worry on some level, but compared to the average dad who really is a donor of a certain type of genetic material, aside from that, most guys just, they do their job. They're dopey. They don't invest time in the children. They themselves don't know. And then they throw the kids to the wolves. Like, I don't know.
One of our mutual friends who lives here, I think, is just a fantastic dad. I mean, A++.
My dentist, by chance?
Yes.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
Grade A.
His kids are a little older, though, too, right?
The last two are seniors in high school, and so they'll be. But I think he's done it right.
Good for him. So I would say the religion of the American woman is 20-25%, but I'd say 80-75% men, fathers, not instilling reality, throwing away classical wisdom that took millennia to discover and suss out, and throw it all away because, oh man, come on, baby, light my fire. Now, I won't tell you what generation that is, but it's the one between 1945 and 1965, of which 2/3 do not have enough money to retire.
Should be pretty obvious.
Yeah. I'll give you a hint. They are A-OK. Hey. Nonstop Dre. I hear college girls talk about pets and wine.
I gotta tell you, the subject we were talking about earlier, like it's universal that these ladies have a pet of some kind when they've reached that age. Like it's
Yes.
just universal, no
Wonder
exceptions.
why that is.
I mean,
They must
we
really
probably-
like dogs.
and cats.
I probably overthought it, or maybe I just didn't want to admit it, or maybe it was an unconscious combination of both. But you look at it now, and sometimes it's what you see. Sometimes it's not more nuanced than that. It's not more complicated. It's just, oh, okay, yeah. You don't have children, so you're going to get a pet. All right.
Mm-hmm.
That's there you go. All right. Enjoy the puppy rescue.
And let me just add one quick thing about what you were asking about earlier. That particular lady had a dog, and the dog, let's just say it was constantly present, like even when it came time to go to sleep.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I first saw that almost 20 years ago with this gal I dated. And she had a dog. And I'm like, how do you have 4 at a time with the dog? It didn't add up. And then I realized, I see.
Makes sense.
And it was one of the first times where I used to think, oh, girls with cats. Oh, no, cat people. It wasn't even girls. It was just cat people. Oh, they're late. And then I started realizing, no, it's the ones with dogs you really got to worry about. They,
I'm saying I'm more of a dog person, but yeah, that on average...
I know some women who've had dogs and there's a healthy relationship, but then when you see the dog, you're like, oh, I see. That's enough work so you don't have to fall in love or raise a human. Because that's what it is. Okay, I get it. Nick Schulander for $2. But Aaron, what about the high school experience? Oh man, what a waste of time. Did you go to any of your reunions?
Hell no, but I mean, I went to high school in East Africa.
Oh, that's
so,
right. Never
like,
mind. You probably had a way better, more interesting experience.
Yeah, but I graduated with 40 people. That sucks. You're stuck with being friends with people you never want to be friends with.
Yeah. I remember they're not doing, I don't think they don't do Letterman jackets. They don't do like your jacket with your yeah, but it's very rare now. Everyone had to get their letter. Oh, I got my letter jacket with there. Very few people have class rings anymore.
Yep.
And then reunions, those are going the way of the dinosaur.
Did you ever do any of those?
No, I didn't have money, and I didn't want to letter in rocks or jocks or whatever like that.
Yeah.
There was no, because I went to 2 high schools, and one high school, they've never had it because I think everyone just hated each other. That or I wasn't invited. And then the other high school I went to, I think they've had 1 or 2, but I haven't gone to it. Although I've had a nightmare about going to one, which is weird because I'm like, I'm Aaron Clary. This is going to be awesome. And then it's like everyone was the exact same, and I had lost my powers and all that. Hey, look.
Oh, it's Ray John. $2 Canadian. And we never saw that one coming. My IQ is 110. How do I look?
Short.
You look like a guy who asks strange questions sometimes.
Well, how does a guy who asks strange questions look? Does he? I don't know. Here's another one from Ray John.
It's a neat question. $5 Canadian. Why is Rollo Tomasi considered the father of the red pill? It's actually Paul Elam.
I don't know. Does Paul Elam predate Rollo? Rollo goes back to the So Suave network, which was like 1999.
Paul Elam seems a lot more.
He's
angry.
I don't think he's angry. Have you ever listened to Paul or?
No, like he has some good material, but I just think I don't know if Paul is trying to appeal to the masses.
No, I think Paul has a more narrow niche on men's rights activism, and even then, I don't know if it's I know MRA's got a lot of guff, but I kind of like I understand what you're doing, and I have no problems. It's just I think it's a waste of time. Yeah. I think Paul's probably more invested because he wants to do something legally. I don't know. I do not question at all Paul's motives. Not they're noble. They have good intent, but I think they're, Rollo is working in the luggage department of the airport, and Paul is TSA. I'm like, yeah, they work in the airport, but they're in two completely different functions.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you said, I respect them for trying, but I just think that's too hard.
Yeah. I'd say Rollo probably predates Paul, but this is not a something comparing competition as to who's been around longer. I think Rollo also has probably, with his canon of work, has established himself with more philosophy, whereas Paul's probably a bit more action and law or informing or raising awareness. Here's Paulie Lamb. Scrolling down.
He used to make a lot of YouTube videos. I don't know if he still does.
It takes energy to do those. Rainy Wokes.
Oh, she's been on here. I think it's a she.
Oh.
How do you help a kid who is being bullied?
I know the answer, but I can't recommend it because then I could get in trouble. Look up how to deal with bullies in general, and you'll get now. If there's a kid getting bullied, you get a group of kids to help out that kid. Otherwise, the correct answer is you report it to the principal or the teachers.
Yeah.
And then you go to the kid, you say, hey, kid, there's high school online. You don't have to come to this prison, which is what high school is. You don't have to go to that prison. But yeah, that's how you help a kid get bullied. He's like, look, get out of here. Go. If I had known, I would have gone to school at home. I should have done that.
I gotta say, I think it's good. I'll speak for myself. I think it's good there was no social media or that type of stuff when we were in high school. Mm-hmm. It's like, man, imagine if you can't get away from high school even when you're home.
No. Here's a question for you from Communist Man 3000.
Chad, will Corona Chan affect tax season?
Chan.
We're about 5 and some change weeks until tax season's over. So far, it hasn't affected anything.
Okay. We're done.
I did work at home the last 2 days, so maybe it does. I don't know.
I'm going to play video games at home, so
you're not
wonderful.
Gonna go to sleep? I'm going to sleep.
Oh, I'm not old like you. No, if I don't take melatonin pills, I
be up all night.
I am. Yeah. No, I if there's a collapse, I have endurance, and I can stay up for long periods of time. I will do great. It's like, we're covering 25 miles today, guys. If you don't, I will. See ya. Bye. Nonstop Dre, do you want me to email you no, Dre, just hit me up when we podcast next Tuesday, because that way we'll know you're around. Just hit me up in the chat room, and then go to my website and email me there, and then I'll once I have your email, then I'll be able to send you the link to it. So we'll worry about that. So,
do you usually do that in the morning or afternoon?
No, I do it whenever I feel like it.
Okay, well, forget calendars then.
Yeah, you and Rich Cooper, like, hey, what are you doing at 3 p.m. on March? I'm like, I don't know.
Playing video games.
Yeah, playing video games. All right, we did good today.
Yeah.
I'll send you your shekels. You sure you don't want to join the frugal tribe there? You really got the spirit for it. I'll put in a good word with
I'm working on my beard to join.
How's your singing? Can you do it?
Ooh, we were doing so well until
I need to go to a good bar mitzvah again. Some of those can be fun.
Well, thanks to Cuddle Wookums, I got to go to 2 of them.
Yeah. Well, the food's good. Come on, you got to admit, the food's good, and the booze is flowing, and everyone's having
a hell of a good time. At
yeah, they're good times. They're good times. All right, take us out appropriately.
$2.